the Chiefs knew where I was the entire time on it. I think you always need to take a step back. You always need to take a step back.
Travis Kelce may have already told Taylor Swift exactly when he plans to walk away from football. And if that is true, it changes the entire conversation happening around his career right now, while fans and analysts keep guessing about his retirement timeline. Mounting evidence suggests Taylor might already be the one person on Earth who actually knows the real answer, long before it ever gets confirmed in a press conference or a scripted podcast announcement. Here is what has been building. Reports have indicated that Taylor and Travis have discussed his retirement directly as a couple, with Taylor reportedly playing an active role in that conversation, rather than sitting on the sidelines of it. Far from pushing him toward the exit, she was described as one of the strongest voices encouraging him to keep playing this season. People close to the situation have described her as fully immersed in his career at this point. Someone who understands injury reports, situational football, and the small details of the game most casual observers would never think to track. That level of involvement suggests this is not a topic the couple avoids. It is one they have clearly sat down and talked through in real depth, which means whatever timeline Travis has in his head, Taylor is very likely the person he shared it with first. And that theory picked up steam recently thanks to a social media post from someone deeply embedded in Travis's world. His longtime trainer, who has worked with him since before his very first season in the league, posted a tribute online describing Travis as preparing for one final run, hinting directly at the Hall of Fame as the next stop after his playing days conclude. The post set off a wave of speculation, with plenty of fans immediately assuming it confirmed this upcoming season would be his last. Not everyone appreciated the comment, though. Several fans pushed back hard, arguing that it was not the trainer's place to hint at something Travis himself has not confirmed publicly, with some calling the timing distasteful given that Travis has not made any official retirement announcement.
The biggest thing is that I fucking love playing the game of football.
That's a good reason.
I love playing. I still feel like I could play it at a high level, and possibly at a higher level than I did last year.
A few even accused the trainer of chasing attention off the back of someone else's career milestone, arguing that any announcement of this magnitude should come from Travis and no one else. Whether the post was an accidental slip or an intentional signal, it added fresh fuel to a fire that has been burning quietly for months. What makes all of this land differently than typical retirement speculation is the timing. Travis is coming off a difficult season that ended with the team missing the playoffs, a rare disappointment for an organization that has been near the top of the league for years. He has previously admitted that some of last season left him feeling like he had let his teammates down more than he had helped them.
I don't think it was my best outing. I think I let my guys down in a lot more moments than I helped them, especially if you look at my track record and how I've been in years past.
I don't know, that's true.
I just, I want to give it a good run. I got a bad taste in my mouth on how I ended the year and how well I was playing and, how accountable I was for the people around me. And I love so many people in Kansas City, both in that facility, in the community.
Combine that with his age, his new marriage, and a level of financial security most players never come close to reaching. And it is easy to see why everyone assumes the end is somewhere in sight. But rather than treating this as some distant, uncertain question, the growing consensus is that Travis and Taylor already have a real answer between them, one they are simply choosing not to share with anyone else just yet. So here is everything else swirling around the couple right now. Because the retirement chatter is only one thread of a much busier stretch since the wedding. Travis's first social media post since tying the knot certainly did not help calm the speculation machine, though not for the reason anyone expected. Rather than sharing wedding photos, the moment fans had been desperately waiting weeks for, Travis instead posted a video promoting a business partnership, celebrating the opening of a new roller coaster at an amusement park he has invested in and now represents as a brand ambassador. Fans were quick to voice their disappointment. One person admitted she nearly screamed when she saw the caption, thinking it was finally the wedding photo reveal, only to be let down. Another straightforwardly begged for the actual pictures instead. A few defenders pointed out that the post may well have been scheduled in advance by his team, meaning Travis likely was not even the one who hit publish that day. Either way, it became one more small reminder of just how tightly this couple continues to guard the actual details of their wedding. Even while going about ordinary business as usual, it also highlighted a strange, almost comedic tension at the heart of this entire era for Travis, a man simultaneously trying to build out a growing business empire while an entire fan base sits patiently, and not so patiently, waiting for him to simply post a wedding photo. Speaking of that secrecy, more stories keep surfacing about just how extreme the lockdown around the guest list truly was. One prominent business executive who attended revealed that he almost missed the entire event because he assumed his invitation messages were spam and kept deleting them one after another, until Travis personally called to ask why he had not responded.
About a few weeks, maybe a month at most before the wedding, my phone rings. It's Travis. And he goes, "Hey, JT, you're like one of the only people that hasn't responded to the wedding invitation. What's going on?"
Which was a text message.
Yeah, right. Yeah, which I would have never imagined. And I said, "Well, Travis, I didn't get an invitation." He goes, "Jonathan, we send you text messages like every 2 or 3 days and you're not responding." And I said, "Oh my God, I deleted it."
It is a small, almost funny detail, but it captures just how airtight the security around this wedding really was. Guests reportedly had to complete extensive verification steps and sign binding agreements before even receiving a personalized invitation, each one watermarked so that any leaked screenshot could be traced directly back to whoever shared it. Details about the wedding were reportedly released to guests in careful stages, starting with a date, then a city, then a borough, with the actual venue kept secret until the very early hours of the morning on the day itself.
And it was really fun to watch the cat-mouse game of like, we can tell you roughly where it's going to be. We're not going to say what building. We're not going to say, and we're not. And here's the date. And here, if you're in, we'll tell you more. And I was like, I went to my wife. I said, "Want to go?" And she's like, "Absolutely. We got to be there."
Even now, weeks later, that same executive has described the entire process as having real teeth, a phrase that says a lot about just how seriously this couple treated their own privacy, right down to the last detail. That level of operational precision is honestly staggering when you consider how many people were involved. Coordinating watermarked invitations, staged reveals, and binding agreements across roughly 1,000 guests is the kind of logistical undertaking most companies would struggle to execute cleanly, let alone two people planning their own wedding. And yet, weeks after the fact, no verified wedding photos have surfaced publicly. No guest has broken ranks with a leaked video, and the only details the world has gotten have come entirely through the voluntary, carefully worded reflections of guests choosing to speak on their own podcasts and shows. That is not an accident. That is the direct result of a system built specifically to prevent exactly the kind of leak everyone assumed was inevitable. That same obsession with control extends directly into the retirement conversation, too. If Travis really has settled on a timeline with Taylor, the same instinct for privacy that protected every detail of their wedding would explain exactly why neither of them has said a word about it publicly. This is a couple that has proven repeatedly that they can keep a secret involving 1,000 guests and an entire security operation locked down for months. Keeping one private conversation about football between just the two of them would be, by comparison, remarkably simple. And that theory only grows stronger the more you consider how Travis has approached the sport lately. He has spoken about how much motivation he draws from watching Taylor continue pushing herself creatively, crediting her work ethic as part of what reignited his own desire to keep playing. That kind of mutual respect and shared ambition suggests the two of them likely view football.
It's amazing to see her keep going to the table, keep finding new things to write about, keep finding, new melodies and things like that. And on top of that, still seeing her have that love and joy in what she does. And yeah, of course that's motivating. That's motivating for anybody to see, let alone, my fiance. And
much like everything else in their lives right now, as a decision made together, rather than something Travis simply announces on his own one day. If that is the case, then whatever date is circled on a calendar somewhere, Taylor already knows it, long before the rest of the world ever will. So here's where things stand. Travis may have already shared his real retirement timeline with Taylor, with reports suggesting she has been deeply involved in that conversation and even encouraged him to keep playing rather than push him toward an exit. His own longtime trainer added fuel to the speculation with a public tribute hinting at one final season, drawing criticism from fans who felt it was not his place to say. Travis's first social media post after the wedding disappointed fans hoping for photos, turning out to be a business promotion instead, while new details continue to surface about just how extreme the secrecy around the wedding guest list truly was, right down to a guest who nearly missed his own invitation because he thought it was spam.
It really was intimate, wasn't it, guys?
As intimate as it could possibly
Yes.
be, given it was Madison Square Garden. It's hard to imagine that a place that big and a wedding with such stars could feel so personal and so intimate.
Because they had their neighbors or high school friends. It was like any wedding that you would attend.
Between a football career quietly winding toward its final chapter and a marriage still shrouded in almost total secrecy, one thing keeps becoming clearer by the week. Whatever Travis and Taylor decide on the field or off it, they are making those decisions together long before anyone else finds out, and they seem perfectly content to let the rest of the world keep guessing. It is a pattern that has defined nearly every major milestone in their relationship so far. The proposal, the wedding, and now, quite possibly, the exact date Travis finally hangs up his cleats for good. Fans will keep speculating. Trainers will keep posting cryptic tributes, and analysts will keep dissecting every off-season workout for hidden meaning. But if history has taught anyone anything about this couple, it is that the real answer, whatever it turns out to be, will only ever come from the two of them, whenever they finally decide the rest of the world is ready to hear it.
I went from very much being dominated by, large fat men coming up to me and shaking my hand and thanking me for being an Eagle to little girls. It was quite a shift of people that became fans. It was definitely gradual, and then it just was a very big flip, obviously, when Taylor and Travis started dating and that.
That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.